Hi, I'm Téo Sanchez, and I will present the paper examining the text-to-image community of practice. Why and how do people prompt generative AIs? This research project was conducted in partnership with Cela Studio, a generative AI platform for businesses, and funded by BPI France. Why should we investigate on the growing text-to-image generation community of practice? Because text-to-image generation is a controversial practice, as shown by this online demonstration against generative AI on the platform ArtStation last December. Artists fear a job displacement and unfair competition from AI artists, but also the use of copyrighted work in training sets and an overall devaluation of their work. Hence, understanding this emerging community of practice is important as it can help to comprehend the current debate around generative AI. Our research objectives lie within the following research questions. First, what are the motivations and social demographics of text-to-image practitioners? Second, what are the challenges associated with text-to-image generation? And third, what are the usage patterns of text-to-image generation, both at the level of systems and tools they use, but also at the level of text entries, often called prompts. We employ two methods. First, an online questionnaire disseminated among hobbyists, and second, an analysis of a large collection of real user prompts. I will now describe these methods in more detail. The online questionnaire was disseminated on 18 dedicated social groups on Discord, Reddit, and Facebook. We had 64 respondents, and we used a simplified thematic analysis on two open-ended questions from our questionnaire. The second method is an analysis of DiffusionDB, a collection of 1.8 unique prompts collected among more than 10,000 users. Our analysis comprised three steps. First, a topic analysis to automatically extract topics from this large collection of prompts. Then, we iterated on those topics to build a semantic taxonomy of prompt specifiers. And lastly, we trained an entity recognition model to recognize the semantic elements from our taxonomy within unseen and new prompts. And this model that is publicly shared under the Creative Commons license can play two roles. For this research, it was a tool to further analyze large collection of prompts, but also for future research, it can be used as a technological brick for interactive systems as it runs in real time on a CPU. Let's now talk about the results. First of all, the socio-demographics of our participants suggest an overrepresentation of men and IT professionals. We acknowledge that our online questionnaire might suffer from sampling biases, as the research literature suggests that similar gender gaps exist on Reddit, for example. And similarly, IT professionals might be more informed by generative AIs than other groups, which also reinforce their overrepresentation and the gender gap. What are the motivations behind text-to-image generation? Our results suggest that leisure and curiosity about the limits and possibilities of AI generation are the main reasons for using text-to-image generation. Interestingly, few participants mentioned the addictive nature of the practice, such as participant 51, which says, "I can't stop spinning the wheel to see what I get." Overall, our results suggest that text-to-image generation is primarily a recreational pursuit. What are the challenges associated with text-to-image generation? Participants describe very diverse challenges that can be inherent model limitations, difficulty to formulate prompts, hardware limitations and cost, lack of user interface and lack of project management, censorship, or lack of new ideas. But the main challenge is inherent model limitations, such as the generation of, as participants described, undesirable artifacts that can be deformed hands, or concept entanglement, which is a term we coin to describe, let's say, the prompt describe a person holding a cat, but the resulting image shows a person with cat features. So the subject, the cat and the person, are entangled in the generation. The second main challenge is the difficulty in formulating effective prompts, and participants suggested that it is a skill that can be learned. Lastly, let's dive into usage patterns of text-to-image generation. On the system level, we found that text-to-image practitioners use many auxiliary techniques to complement text-to-image generation. Some of these techniques are built in platforms such as upscaling, image-to-image generation, in or out painting, but some others require technical skills and code, often hosted on Google Colab notebooks such as face restoration algorithm, model fine-tuning, or textual inversions. Lastly, more than half of our participants reported using graphic raster editor to refine generated images. Overall, our results suggest that text-to-image generation extends across platform and beyond request-response interactions. About the analysis of large collection of text prompts using our entity recognition model, we found that artist names such as Greg Grutowski, Artgerm are the most frequent prompt specifier. In second position comes detail specifier, also referred as quality boosters, such as highly detailed, intricate, etc. If we plot the most frequent artists found in user prompts, we observe that only a few of them are largely used. And this reflects the viral nature of how prompt specifiers are learned within the community, in which people mostly learn to prompt by observing other users' prompts. If we now look at the structure of prompts, and in particular the transition probabilities between two types of specifier, we observe that the most probable transition is to find an artist name right after another one. And this suggests that artists are invoked in a sequence, in a sequential manner. In other words, it can be a way for users to interpolate between artist styles. Let's now discuss our result, and in particular the importance for recognizing humans' work in text-to-image generation. We found that artist names are the main type of specifiers invoked in text-to-image prompts, and they are often invoked sequentially. This finding emphasizes on the importance to let artists opt out training sets, but this can only be done if models are closed, because once models are publicly available, there is no possibility to opt out artists of an already trained model. But also, our research shows that maybe there is an alternative, which is to compensate artists when they are invoked in user prompts, the same way musicians are compensated when they are streamed on streaming platform. To conclude, this work investigated the community of practice that emerged around text-to-image generation. It investigates their demography, motivations, practices from the systems they use to the way they craft the prompts. I hope that this work and its result will inform the current debate around generative AI, and we can progress toward meaningful usage of this technology. Thank you for your attention and have a nice conference.